Hey guys, it's Shaan, and today I'm going to be making a review on the iPhone X. But before we go and get started, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications to see exactly when I post a new video. But other than that, let's get started. So jumping straight into this video, the iPhone X has a 5.8-inch OLED display, what they call their Super Retina HD. It also has 3D touch on its display, what is really cool, with also IP67 water and dust resistant. Now the specs are the new A11 chip, what is a 64-bit processor, 3 gigabytes of RAM, and comes in either 64 or 128 gigabytes. Now the iPhone itself looks really nice. As you can see, the back has the two cameras and the front has the screen with that little black notch towards the top. The iPhone itself is fully gesture based, as there are no buttons except for the volume, the silent switch, and also the power button and the ports. Everything else is gesture based. Now, as you guys can see, it does recognize Face ID right away. Over here, it either recognizes Face ID or you put in your password, and those are the two authentications. Over here, you can see me demonstrating 3D touch in its primary use, and if you don't put any pressure, it will just be a regular long press hold. What is really cool, and like I said, the iPhone is based on gestures, as you guys can see over here. What is really cool, and swiping down from the top right does bring up the control center, and from the top left is your normal notifications, what is a obvious feature. Swiping to the left is just your normal feed of whatever you guys have of your notifications and online stuff, and you guys can also switch up through your phone through there. Now the camera itself, the back camera is a 12 megapixel wide angle at f1.8 aperture, and it also has the secondary lens, what is a telephoto lens at f2.4 aperture, records in 4K up to 60 frames per second, and slow motion at 1080p at 120 frames per second or 240 frames per second. The front camera has a true depth camera for Face ID, as you guys can see in the little notch. It also has a 7 megapixel camera and records in 1080p, as you guys will see the photos. Now from these photos, you guys can see, while holding down on the phone, I can see it from before and after I took the photo, what is quite a cool feature in the iPhone by using the 3D touch, and you can see the difference of when I zoom in and when I'm not zooming in on the actual camera. Now over here, you guys will still see that the front camera is a little bit different, and it has a couple different options over here for different lighting effects and portrait modes. And this is actually a really cool feature depending on where you are. If you guys have studio light, it will adapt to that. If you guys are just outside or in a normal room with just artificial lighting, right, it will be able to adapt with all of that, what is really cool. And it takes really high quality photos. I mean, like 7 megapixels isn't something that is the best, but it is pretty good for a selfie camera. Now also, as you guys can see, it's quite clear. It has all the effects that you would need, and it is very good. Now for the recording, that's what you guys will be seeing right now. And looking at the iPhone X's 4K capabilities, as you guys can see over here, it is decent in my opinion. It could be better. As you guys can see, there is a lot of grain, video grain on the screen, and in my opinion that could have been a little bit better, but it's definitely great to have 4K at 60 FPS, 30 FPS, and also 24 frames per second. What is a great feature with Apple having that, and not a lot of phones have it at 60 FPS, but just the 4K could be improved a little bit in my opinion. But if you guys go down to 1080p and all of that, you should be fine, or if you downscale it, that would be alright. Now if you swipe down, obviously you guys get your notifications, and it will bring you back to the lock screen itself. and it's just overall a fluid phone to use on a day-to-day basis. So this is how the animojis work. As you guys can see, it can track my face, and when I get out of the scene, you guys won't see it. It will ask me to put it up, and when I put up my face, it can show you how I am over here. As you guys can see, if I wink, if I do anything, twitch my eyes, move my mouth, it will do exactly what I am doing, as you guys can see. And I find that quite cool. Every time I get out of the Face ID's place, the Animoji stops and tells me to put my face back in there, and that is quite a cool thing made by Apple over there. So yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, as this is quite cool. And yeah, I don't know about you guys, but the Face ID with the Animojis is really cool. It is a really nice feature that Apple has put in over on their phone, and definitely separates it from a lot of other phones. Now the only thing is, would I actually recommend the iPhone X to all of you guys? And in my opinion, I would say yes. Now this phone is quite expensive, at around $1,300 to $1,500 in Canada, but it could be different from where you guys live, and it's a great phone. It's definitely fluid. It's very easy to use, like as you guys can see. And if you guys are an Apple fan, go ahead and check it out. It's a really good phone. Definitely won't regret it. It's a great phone, like I said. But in 2018, there's a lot of other smartphones going to be coming out that you might just want to wait for before you guys go ahead and pick up the iPhone X. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys did like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications to see exactly when I post a new video. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.